Hey guys, welcome to your yoga practice and to your mats, and welcome to Wellness Week. So today's yoga class is inspired by Wellness Week, as well as it being also the month of June is also, there is Yoga Day, well, International Yoga Day. And today we'll just be doing some light stretching and a very simple yoga flow. So it's for beginners, for whichever level you're sitting at. Mainly just to focus on areas holding where you tight, and yeah, basically just loosening up the hamstrings and the hips as much as we can. So let's begin now in child's pose. So you can just bring the big toes to touch. You can choose if you wanted a closed child's pose, or you can take the legs as wide as the mat. Just walking the hands forward and gently just dropping the forehead down onto the mat. So you want to try and send the hips back onto the heels, lengthening out through the spine. And then if you can, just walking the hands a little bit forward. Try to keep the elbows lifting from the mat. And just beginning to take deep inhales and exhales here, settling in and onto your mat. And just with the breath, each exhale, trying to send the hips closer towards the heels. Lengthening out through the spine. And also as you inhale and as you exhale, just feeling the connection of the belly onto the thighs. And then just noticing with the breath, as you become more aware, just realizing how clear the mind starts to become. And now keeping the forehead onto the mat, you're just going to come onto the fingertips. Try to walk the hands a little bit further away from you. Keep the hips pushing towards the heels, and then again dropping the hands down. So we're just trying to extend the child's pose a little bit here. Beautiful, guys. And your next inhale, slowly just coming onto all fours, so you're making yourself into a tabletop position. Just making sure the knees are hip width distance apart, shoulders in line with the wrists, and let's move through some cats and cows. So inhale to look up, exhale round, bringing the gaze towards the navel. Move with your own breath. Inhale brings you up, exhale to round. So just really feeling the movement of the spine here. Beautiful. And coming to a neutral spine, keeping the hips lifting from the heels. You're just going to walk the hands forward and see maybe if you can bring the chest towards the mat as you come into your melting heart pose. So if the chest is lifting, it's just tightness into the upper back. Just try to work it down onto the mat. Beautiful. Then slowly coming onto your stomach, keeping the forearms down as you come into your Sphinx pose. So you want to make sure that there's no compression in the lower spine. If you want, you can separate the feet as wide as the mat. Either keeping the gaze slightly in front or just gently looking down towards your mat. And exhale brings you down, bringing the hands in line with the chest. You're going to keep the elbows pushing in towards one another. Inhale to lift up for cobra. Exhale down. Let's do two more. Inhale brings you up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale. Beautiful. And staying on the tops of the feet, you're just going to lift the knees up as you come into your upward facing dog. And then slowly lifting up the heels, coming into downward facing dog. So it's the first down dog of the day. So just beginning to pedal out the right foot, followed by the left, loosening up the hamstrings and the calves. And just imagining your body as an upside down letter V. And then when you're ready, slowly coming to stillness. On your next inhale, lifting up that right leg up towards the sky and bending into that knee. You're just going to do circles here with the knee joint. So you're feeling now into the hip. You can make them as big or as small as you'd like. And slowly coming to stillness, extending that leg up. Inhale to step that foot in between the hands, releasing that left knee down towards the mat. Taking the hands overhead as you come into your low lunge. You want to keep the palms facing one another. Make sure shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And sending the hips forward. Gently bringing the hands onto the mat. Slowly straightening up through that front leg. Just coming onto the heel, toes facing up towards the ceiling. Inhale brings you forward. Hands go up. Exhale, hands onto the mat. Straighten out through front leg. Inhale again to come forward. Hands go up. And again, hands onto the mat. We're now going to push the hips onto that back heel. So keep that foot lifting and just walk the hands forward. We're not going to take a forward fold here. So you just want to feel that stretch into the hamstring. Keep the gaze at the big toe. Inhale brings you back forward into that low lunge, reaching the hands up. And slowly interlacing the hands behind the neck, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. Opening up through the chest. Slowly releasing the hands, gently tucking the toes, lifting the knee as you come into your crescent lunge. Again, push the hips down onto the mat almost. You want to feel that stretch into the left hip flexor. Now we're going to take that right arm back, left arm goes forward as you twist. Beautiful, bringing the hands onto the mat, taking that right leg up, inhale to three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Slowly coming forward to your high plank, keeping the elbows towards one another as you lower down through chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, roll over the toes, push back, child's pose. So again, pushing the hips towards the heels, forehead down onto the mat. When you're ready, coming forward, tabletop, then tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, left leg goes up. Again, bending into that knee, making circle motions here, opening up into that hip joint. Coming to stillness, extending that leg. Exhale to step the foot in between the hands, right knee down towards the mat. Inhale to lift up the hands. Hands onto the mat, straighten up through that front leg, toes facing up. Inhale, come forward, hands go up. 2 more like this, hands onto the mat. Exhale to push back. Inhale brings you forward. Last one, hands onto the mat. Now slowly dropping the hips onto that back heel. Again, just keeping the hands onto the mat. Keep the gaze at the big toe. Walk the hands away from you. Inhale brings you back forward into your low lunge. Again, interlace the hands behind the head, opening up through the chest. Head goes back. Slowly releasing, hands come up. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee back into your crescent lunge on left side. Taking that left hand back, right arm forward, twist here. So you want to twist from the navel. Slowly releasing the hands onto the mat, left leg goes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come forward to your high plank, lowering down all the way to the mat. Taking the hands in front of you. And now you want to keep your pelvis on the mat. So on your next inhale, you're going to lift up your legs and your arms. And then just hold it here. Inhale when you're ready to lift up. Target the legs and the arms as high as you can. And exhale down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale to lift up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. And exhale, release. Just bringing the hands alongside the body, right cheek onto the mat. And if you want, you can just move the hips from side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back. Slowly bringing your gaze forward again, hands in line with the chest, hugging those elbows in. Inhale to lift up to cobra. And slowly, when you're ready, lifting up, downward facing dog. Taking full inhales and exhales here. And then slowly lifting the gaze up towards the hands. You're going to come onto the balls of the feet, bend into the knees. Either step or jump towards the front of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. So if your hamstrings are tight here, just keep a micro bend into the knees. And slowly releasing the head down. Just bringing the toes to touch and the heels to touch. Bend into the knees generously. Inhale to lift up. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, straighten the legs. Bend into the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Last one, bend into the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. You're going to stay strong into that right leg as you pick the left leg up, gently sending it back to your warrior 3. Slowly stepping it behind you, back into your crescent lunge. Inhale, hands go up. Now you're going to straighten out through that front leg. Drop the left foot parallel with the mat as you set up for your Trikonasana. So you want both legs to be straight, arms in a T position. Kicking up that right hip, you're going to lead with that right hand, slowly placing it onto the shin or the mat. Left hand at 12. So you can choose to keep the left hand here if you're comfortable. Otherwise, if you want more, just taking it past the hip and the chest, extending it over the ear. Try to stay light into that right hand so you don't want the pressure to collapse onto this arm. Inhale to lift all the way up. Hands to heart center, turn back into your crescent lunge. Slowly kicking back up, warrior 3. Both feet to meet. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Let's go other side now. Bend into the knees. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. Stay strong into the left leg. Right leg goes back. Warrior 3. Slowly releasing behind you. Inhale to crescent lunge. And again, straighten out through that left leg. Take the hands to T position. When you're ready, leading with that left hand, right hand's at 12. Option to stay here, or taking it past the hip, past the chest, extending it over the ear. Inhale brings you all the way up. Hands to heart center, back into that crescent lunge. Slowly bouncing off that right leg, warrior 3. Both feet to the front. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Either step or jump back to your high plank. Gently lowering down through Chaturanga. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, roll over, come back into Child's Pose. Releasing the forehead down. Maybe see if you can push the hips a little bit closer towards the heels now. And when you're ready in your own time, just making your way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, take the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale to come into pigeon, so bring in the right knee to meet the right wrist. And then gently just releasing the hands alongside the body here, opening up through the chest, shoulders are facing forward. You can stay like this or take the hands overhead, interlace behind the neck, gently dropping the head back. Slowly releasing, walking the hands forward, gently dropping the forehead down onto the mat. Slowly coming back onto the hands. And gently with control, just tucking the back toes, lifting that right knee in towards the chest first. Exhale to take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, coming forward into your high plank. Going down through chaturanga, so hugging the elbows in towards the body. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take pigeon left side to take left leg up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale to bring left knee to meet left wrist. And again, just releasing the hands alongside you. Option to just stay like this, or take the hands up, interlace behind the head. Opening up through the chest. Just make sure that the shoulders are square. Wherever you are, slowly releasing, walking the hands forward, coming into your reclining pigeon. Dropping forehead down. So if it's too much for you to walk the hands forward, you're more than welcome to just stack the arms on top of one another, dropping the forehead onto the arms. Inhale brings you back up onto your hands. Again, tuck the toes, hug the left knee in towards the chest first. And then exhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Slowly releasing downward facing dog. Bringing the gaze towards the front, either step or jump towards the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bending into the knees again, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time. Head comes up last. Reaching the hands overhead, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're just going to move through some starting sequence. I'm just going to turn to face you guys. Okay, so stay strong into that left leg, right leg up in towards the chest, hands at heart center. You're just going to take hold of that right foot, place it on the inside thigh. First find your balance and then bring hands. So you want to push with that left leg and push with the right foot, then the foot won't slip down. And just find here your drishti, so it's just your focal point. Beautiful. Slowly releasing, bring your knee in towards the chest again. And then you're going to take that left hand up, take the right hand out towards the side, and slowly reaching back with that right hand to grab the inside of the foot. And then maybe you're staying here and that's enough. Or maybe if you want, you can see, start tilting forward as you come into your dancer's pose. Kicking that right leg up towards the sky. Slowly releasing, coming back up. Release the foot, just shake it out. And let's go over to left side now. So stay strong into that right leg, left knee in towards the chest. Grabbing hold of that foot, you're placing it on the inside thigh, hands to heart center. When you're ready, find your drishti point. Just hold here. When you're ready, slowly releasing, taking that right hand up, left arm out towards left side. Gently grabbing the inside edge of that foot. Either again you're staying here or maybe you're tilting forward as you kick that left leg up. Slowly coming back, releasing the legs. Inhale to take hands overhead. Exhale to mount from the hips as you take a forward fold. Let's bend generously into the knees. So you want to get the tummy to touch the thighs. And just grabbing opposite elbows as you gently just sway from side to side. Slowly releasing the hands, just walking back into your high plank. Move through one chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just feeling here, maybe you've got more space than what you did at the beginning of the class. Maybe the heels are a little bit closer towards the mat now. And are coming onto the balls of the feet, just bending into the knees. You're just going to take the knees over towards the left side as you begin to bring your bum down onto the mat. Okay, so we're going to do a few options here. So just taking the knees hip width distance apart, holding the outside edges. You're going to rock back onto your sit bones. So first get that movement, hold the knees here, keep the feet lifting off the mat, engage the core. Now maybe this is enough for you and you can just hang out here, or if you want more you can extend the legs to 90, releasing the hands either underneath or alongside. Or if you want more you can begin to straighten the legs. My hamstrings are a bit tight, so I'm just going to hang out here. So again, just activate the core, shoulders relaxed away from the ears wherever you are. And just begin to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to rock back, make like a hello thingy with your back. And again, we're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, extend the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, knees in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, let's straighten on our legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Placing the feet onto the mat, just wrapping the arms over the legs, dropping the forehead down. Beautiful. And just beginning to make your way onto your back now. Inviting that right knee in towards the chest. And then just cactusing that right arm, pulling that right knee over towards the left side. So it's not about that right knee touching the mat, it's just about keeping that right shoulder down. So if that right knee is hovering, it's more than okay. And again, we're just initiating the twist here at the navel. Slowly rolling over, hugging knee in towards the chest again. And gently just changing sides, left knee in. When you're ready, exhale to pull that left knee over towards the right side. Take the gaze over the left shoulder. And slowly coming back to center, hugging both knees in towards the chest. And then gently just hugging the outside edges of the feet as you come into your happy baby. You can choose to either keep it still or you can just slowly rock from side to side. Just loosening up any tension on the lower back. When you're ready in your own time, releasing the feet, straightening out through the legs as you set up for your final pose, your Shavasana or your corpse pose. You can choose where you want the hands, so either alongside the body or just resting the hands on the tummy and just closing the eyes. Taking a full inhale here to fill up the lungs as much as you can. Exhale, side up through the mouth. Just beginning to feel the weights drop down into the mat. Noticing how the body is feeling now after practice. Just noticing where your mind is. You can stay here for however long that you like. And then just come out of it in your own time. But when you come out, just be mindful of the movements, trying to keep the eyes closed as you close your practice. If you're not ready to come out yet, you're more than welcome to stay here. Otherwise, if you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, but just bringing the knees in towards the chest. And then gently just coming up to a seated position, eyes stay closed. And slowly just bringing your hands to heart center and praying. Another full inhale. Exhale, side out. Thank you guys for practicing with me today. Namaste. Well, guys, have a beautiful wellness week. Lots of love.